Hey guys, we have Nate Garcia here from Workhorse Growth. He is crushing the hardscaping, is what he just called it a second ago.
Yep.
Hardscaping niche. Nate, give me a really quick, because that's the first time I'd heard of hardscaping. I've always known you as the kind of outdoor design niche, but give me a really quick overview of what hardscaping is before we jump in.
Yeah. So everyone's familiar with like landscaping and all that. Hardscaping is mainly anything having to do with like bricks, pavers, outdoor kitchens, patios, pergolas, all that. These contractors specifically focus on building those type of projects, and it's usually a much higher budget, much higher margins type of project. So that's why we wanted to target them, and they're just awesome down to earth people to work with.
Yeah, I love that. Cool. Awesome. How long have you been doing it for?
So it's been wow, it's almost gonna be 3 years now.
Nice.
Yeah, and we started kind of broad with like landscaping and kind of like outdoor living, and then we just kind of been slowly like niching more down to hardscaping, and we've realized hardscaping is a better call out because more contractors in hardscaping they identify themselves as that than like outdoor living contractor or anything like that. So it was
Yeah.
just a better kind of call out we realized.
Yeah, makes sense, man. Love that, dude. And so for people that obviously don't know who you are, give me a really quick rundown of how the agency's been like. Give me a timeline of the agency, like how things are going,
Yeah,
what you've been building out, and what was things like even before working with CCM? Like, give me a bit of background.
yeah, for sure. So I currently have two partners. So it's not just me, it's also my two partners as well.
Yep.
We all come from different backgrounds. Me with the sales, the cold outreach, I really excel at turning strangers into customers. So it can be anywhere from like sending out a DM to running paid ads, creating organic content on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. That's all I obsess about all day. My two partners, they're more focused on the fulfillment, so the Facebook ads, the SEO, the website building, the call center, all the different stuff. So we kind of came together like 2 years ago. We all had our different things going on. We're like, dude, we hit our 9 to 5s. Let's just start an agency. So we did that 2 years ago, and yeah, it's definitely been ups and downs, roller coaster. Working with landscapers and hardscapers and just contractors in general, we realized they don't call their leads, right? And they suck at sales. So I remember it was vividly one month we signed this guy in Texas. We're like, dude, we got you like 80 leads this month, and he was like, bro, I couldn't get in contact with any of them. I
Oh,
didn't call any of them. And we see and go high level. We're like, dude, you're not calling your leads, and he ended up churning, right? And he was pissed off and everything. We're like, dude, like we delivered the result. We delivered what you paid for, but you still churned. So it was at that moment we kind of realized we're like, okay, how can we give it to them on a silver platter so they have kind of like no excuse that we delivered for them. So we started doing some research, came across like appointment setting and all that, and I think it was through I'm trying to remember where I first came across your content, whether a YouTube video or maybe another school group. But I saw the crazy built out system you had, and I was like, told my partners like, dude, this is what we need. We need a system. I remember we had hired like one appointment setter, and it was just kind of a mess. We didn't really know what she was doing. She was great, but it was just wasn't organized at all. So I was like, okay, we need a way to like track the calls. We need like a system. I had never heard the term speed to lead. I was like, okay, I didn't even know if we don't call them within 5 minutes. Like, so it was a lot of learning that I realized. Okay, we're just scratching the surface with this. But yeah, that's kind of where we at before where we were at before.
yeah, love that. That's the thing about even having great setters. Like the analogy I always say to people is that if you've got a great setter, but you haven't got the right systems, the right reporting, all that kind of stuff, it's like putting a Formula One race car driver in a full Fiesta around a track. It's like they might be incredible drivers, but if you haven't got the thing like for them to use like
Yeah.
properly, they're just not going to perform well. They're not going to do their best, and it's going to be they're just going to go around. It's not going to be great. Where if you put them in a Formula One car, then and that's what obviously we try to build the Formula One car of call centers, which is yeah awesome. And so, are you still working with that setter by the way? That one setter, or is it have you got new ones?
We are actually, yeah. I actually just got off the meeting with her. So yeah, I mean,
Oh,
she's definitely a killer. It's just again, Matt, like exactly like what you said, like just having the right systems in place, the accountability, all that, us being able to see what's going on,
yeah,
call recordings, the speed to lead, all of that, just keeping her accountable, has
yeah, I
definitely
love
helped.
that. Yeah. Was there a specific thing that happened? Obviously, you said that you didn't have eyes on things and you didn't really know what was going on. Was there a specific thing that happened one day and you were like, frick's sake, I need to get this sorted?
Yeah, I think it definitely clicked for me when we churned that client,
Yeah.
and we churned multiple clients because of that, right? I mean, we
Mhm.
had one guy that was too scared to even call us leads. Like he was
Oh,
like,
what?
I was like, what? Um, so it was just like we were kind of like just like holding their hand throughout the whole process, and we're like, dude, we started calling them. That ended up taking too much time, so we're like, all right, let's hire somebody. But then it was a mess. It was just kind of very disorganized. So I wouldn't say there was like one specific thing. I think it was just kind of a lot of hay that eventually broke the camel's back, and
Yeah.
then saw your stuff, saw how crazy built out it was, and I was like, all right, this is perfect. This is exactly what we need.
Yeah, I love that, man. Did you have any fears or worries before jumping into the program?
Um,
Because there's a lot of
I
programs
guess
like that, right? There's a lot of like these
yeah.
shit programs, to be honest with you. And
No, there's yeah,
there's
there's
so
plenty.
many of them. So was there anything on your
There's a
mind
lot.
when you were jumping in that you were a bit concerned about or anything?
I guess I'm always concerned about like the upfront payment aspect. I'm used to it, but I mean, you just have so much social proof. I mean, the fact that you work with Gym Launch, like I was like, okay, this guy's legit. I mean, I Alex Hormozy is like
The
the man.
G. Yeah.
Um, so I mean, just honestly, just that alone kind of like sold me when you said that. I was like, okay, these guys are legit. I feel like I was getting access to some like proprietary technology. Honestly, the
Oh,
fact
good.
that yeah,
I love that. I love that.
honestly, because
Yeah.
I felt like I was like early almost. I mean, I'm not sure how long you've been doing it for, but um, it kind of that's how I got it because you did a webinar and serve others.
Oh,
That's what it
okay.
was. That's what it
Okay.
was. I remember now.
Cool.
You did a webinar and serve others, and I was like, I think I wrote down like a couple of the speed delete things, stuff like, and I was like, dude, even just that improved so much what we were doing. And then I was like, all right, like I think I started following your stuff and saw that you had like the whole school group in the course.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that. Yeah, I love to know where people come from. It helps me with understanding where to put my time and stuff. I love that. And how hard did you find building it all out? Once you're in the program and you're going through it, yeah, how hard did you find it all?
I feel like all the material and all the videos you create are very very in depth. You even have like videos for the troubleshooting and everything. You're also very responsive and just helping and all the weekly meetings and even just posting in the group, all that. So I whenever I needed help, I was able to get it. I think my biggest problem was honestly just like staying consistent with building it
Mm.
out. So many things come up in the agency and like priorities like shift sometimes. So my biggest problem honestly was like uh stopping and then trying to pick it up back again. I'm like, okay, where did I even like leave off? And trying to like relearn things again. So that was my big but that's very specific to me. But I know if I like stayed consistent with it every single day, like it would have been a lot faster. So yeah, it took
Yeah,
like a month or two to kind of like build everything out, but everything's just been in constant. Like you never finish, right? You're always constantly kind of
100%.
adding new things and tweaking things here and there.
Yeah.
Um,
I've got a load more stuff I've updated as well for next week.
yeah.
I've been able to sort the makeup out to include basically every call rather than having to have like that separate software that pulls the total dials. For anyone watching this, you won't understand what I'm saying, but Nate will. For that stuff, it's like now it's all through the makeup. I've cleaned up a lot of things, which would be nice. I'm rolling that out next week. Should be good.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
But yeah, it's like the thing I say to people is it's kind of the call center piece is kind of like going to the gym. It's like if you're getting leads for your clients and they're getting some appointments booked in with the basic systems, it's like, okay, this will like the bigger fires are if the ad account gets turned off. A2P doesn't get approved. Like they're the bigger problems, right? And then the call center comes after. So I get what you're saying. It does happen sometimes, but for the people that like yourself that can stick with it and get it all sorted, you see that it works a lot better. And so what kind of favorite parts did you have? Did you have any favorite parts of the program?
Yeah. So interestingly enough for us, I think the most impactful and helpful thing was actually the hiring process that you built out
Okay.
through LinkedIn. And yes, all the reporting has been super helpful to be able to see all that, and it's definitely helped a lot with like the speed to lead. And I have seen like an increase like in conversions and just like kind of bottom line results. But for us right now, being able to learn how to hire on LinkedIn, how to run ads on LinkedIn to get setters, and also the whole like Airtable like filtering thing, like we were able to hire like just an absolute like superstar, like US based a setter,
Oh, good.
and she's been amazing. And honestly, she's somebody that I think is going to be like one of our like really like core like hires. We see her, she's already right now kind of like managing the call center almost, like all the communication with the clients. We see her like managing like the other like setters, like she's doing like some customer success on the side as well and everything. We're like, dude, she's a keeper. She's
Oh,
amazing. She's based in Tennessee, amazing. Um, and the only reason I was able to get in touch with her because I watched a video on how to post a LinkedIn ad and connect that to Airtable and filter through all the applicants. So I got like almost 100, 200 applicants, and I didn't. If I didn't have like the back end system, I would have been like, dude, what the heck? I didn't
oh,
expect.
yeah,
I didn't expect to get that many people from the
yeah,
US. So I went through all the interviews. Honestly, I had no idea how to interview people either. So I was going through all that, and then yeah, no, I mean, it's like so built out, like every detail in that part of the program, what was really helpful. So,
yeah. I love that.
for me, that was my favorite actually.
Yeah, cool. And how are your appointment setters finding the new system? Because obviously you had that appointment setter originally, right?
Yeah,
Now you've built the new system and she's running. Like, how was she finding things?
it's funny because I was actually just talking to her today about like say power dialer and all that different stuff, and she was like, Nate, like before we had that power dialer, like I was just like wasting so much time, and she was like super thankful that we had all those things and that we have those things in place now, and even just like the Slack notifications and all that. So yeah, I'm always trying to make their lives easier. So this has just been they're super
100%.
thankful for that, and yeah, as we continue to update it as well.
Yeah, cool. Love that. And what about your clients? How are they finding things? Like now you're phoning these for them,
Yeah.
like churn, revenue bit, like how's all that stuff going?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now they can never say like like they didn't talk to a lead or talk to a client. Like we since then we haven't really churned somebody because of that reason. Like it hasn't happened again. Churn always happens for other reasons, like maybe they suck at sales or their area isn't good for ads. Them sucking at sales is something that's just like something we can't really like stop, unfortunately. But yeah, they love the fact that we're able to book the appointments. They love the notes that we take. They love listening to the recordings. They love that we're able to get to them within like 5 minutes. Nothing is falling through the cracks. Even calling on the weekends, all that. Like they really feel like it's like a white glove kind of service. So, and then the lady that we hired, they love her. Like she's become like she's kind of like a CSM slash like call center manager, and they love working with her, and they love that she's like asking, hey, how did this appointment go? Like how did this go? Like did you get in touch with this lead? Like she's like really on top of it, and they really appreciate that too. So those are all things that just happened because we were just going through this program and implementing everything. But we've been able to charge a lot more like upfront because of the appointment setting service. So that's one thing I will say is that that's helped a lot. Churn has been way less, I would say for sure. Um,
Cool, man.
so I would say those are kind of the direct effects to revenue. Churn has been less, and we've been able be able to charge a lot
Charge
more
more.
upfront in our retainers because we provide the service.
What was your retainer before?
My retainer, we were charging I don't know like 2,000 a month, but now we're charging like three. We're doing
Oh, okay,
PIF.
cool.
We're charging. We're doing PIFs for like 7 now. We try
Nice.
to only do like PIFs now. The 3 month PIFs. That's really been working. So
Nice, dude.
yeah,
Yeah, I love that, man. And so, for anyone that's potentially on the fence who's thinking of joining CCM and they're maybe not too sure whether it's going to be beneficial for them or anything like that, what would you say to people that are in that situation?
I would say if you really care about your clients' results, you really want them to get a return on investment. You really want them to be able to talk to every single lead that comes in. This is like a non-negotiable. Like you have to have all your systems in place. You have to have your call center in place. You have to have the reporting. You have to make sure your setters are calling leads within 5 minutes. All those things are like non-negotiables. If you want to have the best product, the best delivery for your clients, call CCM is like the way to do it.
Awesome, man. Love that, dude. I appreciate you. Appreciate you a lot. Yeah, thank you so much for doing this with me. Like, Massively appreciate it, man. You know, right? You know, I've got the calls, so if you get stuck anything in the future, just come jump on. I'll be more than happy to help you. And yeah, man, I'll see you in the group. I appreciate it, man. Speak soon.
Take care.